Yo, what's up, guys? So, this is Godzilla Empire Official. This is part three um, of my future goals that I didn't also mention. So, on the latest video, I should say, we covered my car repairs, we covered my biggest goal of all, which is getting a payout, you know, and obviously, then I have a few more goals like buying a new car and what I'm planning on getting is something simple because I have a Kia Rio GB right now. Um, a good starter car, I would say, but it's not the modern version of a car. It's 2010, so most definitely it's got a few issues. And what I mean by issues is that quite literally there's a lot of rust, there's a lot of repairs that needs to be done. So it's not a brand new car, it's around 15, 16 years old. So yeah, that is my new plan, and I'm gonna be getting a Polo, um, maybe a 1 liter for insurance wise, mainly because I want a modern car somewhere around 2015 to, well, around 2017. Anything higher, I don't think I will reach for. Um, Now about the trim, I'm not exactly sure. I want something that lowers my insurance and doesn't definitely increase it. Even if I have the money to afford the insurance, I do not plan on, well, basically just, wasting money. But yeah, my other goal is to get a manual license. I drive an automatic right now, so it is quite boring, but it is sustainable. It's uh it's not really what I wanted. But being the kid I was when I did get the car at 20 years old, which is, well, not that long ago, I guess, um, I didn't have the money. And I also didn't have the time. I had a lot of pressure on me. And I already knew that getting a manual, I could just not do in that moment. And being the only one in my family who could drive, well, I was kind of that responsibility of basically making sure that the family is good and I'm good, I guess, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've been driving for a year and couple months, I guess. Um, I've learned a lot, I can say. I was already a good driver, I would like to say, around maybe 4 months in, and yeah, that is pretty much it. But apart from the car, um, I'm planning on saving my first 10k ever, and in order to do so, I will most definitely be needing a lot of money to buy a car from a dealership, which is the Polo. So I'm guessing ballpark with insurance added on the spot, around 12, maybe 11k could be more or less, but I'm already prepared for the price, and yeah, that will be commencing around New Year. Well, I would like to say it's around New Year, but we'll see how the path goes, how well trading takes off, if YouTube starts paying me money, and pretty much everything added, I guess. But then again, I'm always making sure that I do still have some kind of a buffer, some kind of insurance, because I know trading does take a while. So does YouTube. So does pretty much everything I'm doing, which is long-term goals. And then I think my biggest goal, my biggest one, except from trading, would be that I would move to a nicer area, because the area I live in now is, well, to put it bluntly, it is the hood, you know. And when you live in a hood, you kind of have that mentality of, you won't make it out, you won't do this, that. But obviously, I'm just a kid who's trying to better his life and basically achieve everything I want to. And I'm doing it by step, and the journey is long, especially when you're coming from nothing. And that is exactly why I live in the hood. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers my future goals for the next maybe 2 years or maybe a year from now. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.